Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the first intermediate grade. Our textbook is Super Goal 2 and today we will cover Enrichment 2 and it will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil. So let's begin. The unit we are about to cover for today and review, which is unit 5, that is called What Are You Going to Wear There? And you can find it on pages 40 until 47. So in this unit, the first thing we have learned in this unit is that we understand how to differentiate between different clothing among men and women. And we said, for example, we have specific clothes for men, like for example boots, suit, and shorts, shirt and pants, jacket, thobe, shumar, tie. And also we said that for women they have their own clothes like coat, blouse, dress, a skirt, abaya, and even shoes. So we learned the different clothes between men and women, and also we did describe them, and also we listed further examples of these clothes. And after this, we had differentiate, and we have learned about the different colors that is in English. And we said that we have a similar chart to this where it has different colors like blue, green, red, and even we learned the term light and dark. We said that when we say a light color of any color, it means that it is brighter than if we said that dark color. For example, when we say light blue, as you can see, it is brighter than the regular blue. And when we say dark green, it is a little darker than the regular green. And also we have learned new colors like pink, purple, beige, gray, white, brown, and so on. And we said that it's important that we know these colors because we're going to use them to describe our clothes when we speak about them. And after this, we did list the clothes that we are wearing today, and also we gave an example of them. For example, we described them by stating the color first and then the type of clothes, like for example, blue jacket, or white thobe, or red shirt, or green shorts. So we use these examples just to help us to describe the different type of clothes and their colors. And after this, we had answered the yes or no questions about the people we have read about in the first page of this unit. And we answered them with either yes or no. And we corrected the wrong statements as you can see them here. And after this, we went to the pair work part where we can ask and answer questions about suggestions. What should we wear and should not wear in different places. For example, what clothes do I need to buy for Abha in the winter? And we learned also what clothes do I need for Jeddah in July. So we learned how can we ask for suggestions about what should we wear or what shouldn't we wear in different places like Abha in the winter or Jeddah in the summer. Not only this, but also when we ask about our plans to buy clothes. For example, what are you going to do next weekend? I am going to go shopping. And also we learned how to ask about color. So how can we form a question that asks about color? Simply we said, what color are your boots, or what color are you going to wear, or what color are your car, and so on. And after this, we went straight to the grammar where we learned the future be plus going to. And in this grammar rule, we learned that how can we talk about plans that will happen in the future. And we said that we should use going to plus a verb, as you can see here. So no matter what the subject pronoun is, we use after it going to. as a future word, or the word that indicates that this will happen in the future. And after this, we use a base verb of, as you can see here. So, I'm going to wear jeans. He's going to wear jeans. We're going to wear jeans. And we also stress that those subject pronouns in contraction are the short form of I plus am, or he plus is, or we plus are, as you can see here. So, whether in affirmative or negative, we always use going to indicate the future, and after it, followed by a verb in a base form. And after this, even in question, we use the verb to be, as you can see here, either are or is with certain subject pronouns, and the same. We use going to plus the base verb, and even with answers, as we just have learned. And also we said it is important not only to talk about the future, or not only to use going to, but also to use the time expressions. And we gave example of those time expressions like tomorrow, next week, or next month. For example, what are you going to wear to school tomorrow? So in this question, we had two things, or two words that indicates the future. The first one was going to, and the second word is tomorrow. The same goes here. Is she going to go shopping for clothes next week? So going to here also a word that indicates the future, and also the other one, the time expression, which is next week. So we said that the form of any sentence in the future, it will be subject pronoun plus a verb to be plus going to plus a verb. So subject pronoun, which is I, and verb to be, which is am, and going to, as we can see here, going to, and then a verb, which is play. I'm going to play football next weekend. And we said that it's very important that we know how to form a sentence that talks about the future. So we had also a couple of other examples like this one. I'm going to study English tomorrow. I'm going to travel to Mecca next month. And if you notice that it is also important that not only we use the going to, but also to use the time expressions like next weekend, tomorrow, and next month. After this, we had an interesting exercise where we had to unscramble the sentences, as you can see here, and we put them in the right order according to the form that we have learned about making sentences in the future. After this, we went straight to the other exercise where I asked you to work with partner to ask an answer about these places. Where are they, and is the weather there hot or cold, and do people there wear formal or casual clothes, and what can you do there? And we have learned in this exercise two new words, which is formal and casual clothes. And we said that formal usually are the kind of clothes that people wear when they went to a special occasion like graduation, or even a celebration. But casual is the kind of clothes that you wear when you go shopping, or when you hang out with your friends. And after this, we had a listening lesson where I ask you to think about what Adnan and Mark are going to buy, and listen, and we're going to complete what are they going to buy according to the their conversation. And I ask you also to write all the colors that you hear each person said. So we have a similar chart to this, where we have in the first row we have Adnan, and here we have the first part, the clothes, the colors, the style that Adnan said that he's going to buy. And not only Adnan, but even Mark, who said when he talks about the clothes, the colors, and the styles that the style of the clothes that he's going to buy. And after this, we had a pronunciation of going to, and we said that it noticed that how sometimes the two words are pronounced together. And we said that sometimes when we're using going to, we use going to as in a formal sentence or the formal form, but we have also other form of pronouncing going to. So in formal situation we use going to, but in informal situation we use gonna. For example, what are you going to do? This is a very formal and very formal situation when you have this question from a teacher or from an official, and it will be informal situation when you have this question from a friend of yours or even a family member. And you can use going to in formal situation, but in informal situation you can answer them not using going to, but using gonna. For example, I'm gonna meet my friends. I'm gonna meet my friends. I'm gonna wear a sweater and jeans. I'm gonna wear sweater and jeans. So it's very important that you know what type of situations you are in. If it's formal, use going to. If it's informal, use gonna. And after this, we had a conversation between Brian and Andy, and also Josh, where all of them talks about his trip, where Andy talks about his trip to Norway and what the kind of clothes that he needed there to wear in Norway. And we said that after reading or after listening to that conversation, it became your turn to imagine that someone is going to visit Riyadh. What can you tell them about in regards of the clothes that they should take when they are coming to Riyadh? And to help you to think about this, I ask you two questions. First is at what time are they going to come here in Riyadh? And also, what are your plans? What are the activities that you are planning for him when he come here to Riyadh? So these were very two important questions that for you to consider when they are coming here. And also about your question, these questions were about your preferences in clothing specifically. For example, what kind of clothes that you like wearing, and what is your favorite color for clothes, and whether you like shopping for clothes, and what clothes do you need to buy, and where do you shop for clothes. So all of these questions were about your preferences, your taste, your style in clothes, so in clothing. So these questions were very important because they help you to know more about yourself, more about your choices and deciding what to wear, and not only this, but also to use the future form in answering. After this, we went to the reading lesson where we read about a very interesting falls they called the Iguazu Falls, and we have learned about these falls that they are exactly on the border of Brazil and Argentina. And we have read more information about it, how it's very popular, and how the waterfalls go to a distance of 2,700 meters, and we can hear the roaring sound of the water several kilometers away. And sometimes you need waterproof jackets or raincoats when you go to that place, and also what type of transportation you need to go or to reach these falls, and also the town that near that falls, and the other attractions like the Macuco boat, the helicopter ride, and to walk on the Brazilian side for a beautiful view. So we learn more about these falls at the reading lessons. After this, with a partner, I ask you to make questions and answer them about the boy's clothes and where he is going. So if you remember, we had different boys wearing different type of clothes. So we make questions about each one of them, and we suggested that where each one of them is going. So questions like, what is the boy wearing in picture B? So by looking at the boy in picture B, we suggested that he is wearing a jacket or coat, a sweater, pants, boots, and gloves. So we make, based on this answer, or based on this question, we make extra question like, where is he going? So a person who is wearing these type or these kind of clothes, where do you think he's going? So we made a question like, the answer like this. I think he's going to the mountains. I think he's going to the mountains. And we have several pictures and with similar idea and with questions and answers. And after this, in the writing corner, we said that when sometimes there are 2 or 3 adjectives in front of a noun, they usually go in a specific order. So for example, when you want to describe a type of clothes, it's very important that you use, when you have more than one adjective, you use them in this order. So you start with your opinion, and then the size, the age, and then the shape, the color, the origin, and finally the material. So for example, he has a nice new silk tie. So tie here is the noun, and the 3 words before the word tie, these are adjectives are put here in this sentence in a specific order. So we start with an opinion, which is nice, and then we started with the age, which is new, and then we end with the silk, which is the material. So also we gave further examples of this when we said that she has a small round gold earrings, and these are comfortable brown leather shoes. So we gave other example for he is wearing an expensive Italian suit. So these were the examples. We said that when you are using or when you are describing a piece of clothes and you want to describe it with more than one adjective, it's very important that they should follow this order. So also I ask you to use 2 or 3 adjectives to describe the boy's clothes and write them in your notebook. Then you can compare it with a partner. So if you remember the first exercise with writing, where we had different boys wearing different clothes and we make questions about them. So I ask you again to go back to these pictures and try to describe each piece of clothes that they are wearing with more than one adjective. So as you can see here, comfortable old yellow sneakers. So we had, when we talk about different pictures, we said the boy who is in picture A, he's wearing clean, long, white cotton thobe, and he is wearing smart, dark brown leather shoes. And I encourage you to also to look for the other pictures and to make sentences similar to this. And we did this, we answered them together. After this, we had a very interesting game to play where I asked you to find 3 photos of people who are wearing different clothes and write description of each person's clothes. So for example, work in small group, place all the photos from your group on a desk. Each student read the description. The first person to find the correct photo gets a point. Then you can continue until you have read all of this description. We said that playing this game will help you to know more about how to describe and also how to read and match the words with the pictures of the descriptions that you have listened to. As for a project, I ask you to, in your group, do a survey. Find out where your classmate or people around you get shopping advice from and who helps them with their clothing choices. And you can present these surveys result to the class. For example, whether they can get shopping advice from advertising, store websites, salespeople, family and friends, fashion magazines, and others. And finally, the final thing we did in this unit is that we talk about the future with the present progressive. We said that we often use the present progressive for definite arrangements in the future. And it's also correct that we use it verb to be with going to, but English speakers usually use the present progressive when the arrangements are certain and they are very sure that these arrangements are completed and done with. For example, what are you doing? What are you doing tomorrow? This is to indicate the future. Or what are you going to do tomorrow? This is also indicates the future. So we said that with the present progressive, sometimes the ending with ing does not mean only now, but even it means that we can use it to talk about the future. And it helps sometimes if we use these time expressions. The same goes here. Without question, let's we gave an example of a sentence, a regular sentence. He is wearing a suit. He is wearing a suit. So here is the present progressive verb that ends with ing, and we use it to describe something that is happening now. But not only this, we can use also the present progressive to talk about something that will happen in the future, as you can see here. He is wearing a suit to the graduation. He is wearing a suit to the graduation. And this one, he is going to wear a suit to the graduation. So we said that we use the present progressive for the future if we are or if we have an arrangements that are certain, as we can see here. So also that we said that sometimes it helps that if we use the time expressions like I am watching the game tonight, or I am traveling to Mecca next week, or I'm studying for English exam on Thursday. And also time expressions like these are very important, and we gave a list of them like on Tuesday morning, afternoon, on tomorrow morning, or in this afternoon, and so on. And also we had a very interesting exercise about a Sunday morning about Qasim graduation on Thursday, and he's planning a party after the ceremony. So he has many things to do, and in this exercise we help to talk about his future arrangement using the present progressive. And we started by asking ourselves question, what is he doing this evening? What is he doing tonight? And this has helped us to arrange or make sentences about his arrangement according to the table. So we had a list of these phrases, as you can see here. Those phrases or sentences help us to know or to practice the use of present progressive when we're talking about future arrangements. So these were the answers of this exercise. After this, I asked you to work with a partner to talk about definite arrangements that you have in the future and use the present progressive. The same as we did with the previous exercise, as you can see. I am visiting my friends on Thursday. I'm shopping for grocery next week. So if you notice here, we use the present progressive with the time expressions like on Thursday and next week. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.